Okay, this is the People versus Thillen Napier, 221798, 192843, 192842, 190690 are the misdemeanor files.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. James Gazicki on behalf of Mr. Napier, waive reading of the complaint, stand mute. Your Honor, I believe on all four files, Mr. Napier owes money that totals $2,034. He indicates he is employed. I believe it's DB Brown. He's a truck driver. He does have family in the area and has income of about $44,000. So I don't think he's going to be a flight risk, but I also recognize the fact that these cases are old and unpaid, so leaving discretion to the court on bond, Your Honor.
Yeah, Mr. Napier, you keep doing it over and over and over again. You have been in warrant status so many times on these files, and it's all traffic, it's all fines. Every time you come in, I give you a payment plan. Every time you come in, I give you a payment plan. Every time you come in, if you get a bond, you forfeit other people's bonds. You forfeit bonds in your name. You forfeit bonds in other people's names. Like, you just don't come. So what's the solution to that? You forfeited 325 on this case. You forfeited. Some of it's other people's money. You forfeited $225 on this other case. You forfeited $225 on this other case. So you forfeited $770 you just threw away because you won't come to court. A couple hundred of that is like someone else's money. So you don't care about your dad's money. You're not going to care about what I say.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
I don't have a Zoom application on my phone, so that's why every time I've been Zoom, and after the pandemic, you guys start doing Zoom. And when I sent a letter to the 23rd District Court to actually do in person, I was declined because I can do in person better than I can do a Zoom because I'm a truck driver delivery, so I have a dolly in my hand making delivery, so I can't be at work and on Zoom at the same time. And every single time I forfeit that money was mine. It was nobody else's. Maybe somebody may have came up here and paid the bond for me, but everything was my money.
All right, so you're throwing away all your money, and you're trying to tell me. I mean, I can look at you. You're not an old guy. That you don't know how to use Zoom, or that affects your ability. Taking a day off work or setting down a dolly for a minute. I mean, I don't know how stupid I look to you, but that has got to be like on the top 5 most ridiculous things I've heard so far in 2024. So what do we do now?
May I speak, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
I'm not the truck driver, so it's like if I put my dolly down, I'm gonna slow the truck route up. So it may sound stupid to you, but actually, like, I don't know if you know anything about truck driving, but we're actually on a route, we're on a time schedule, so we have to keep moving. But if I know how to work Zoom, but I don't have an iPhone, so I have just a regular flip-up phone. Just have a minute phone. I don't have an iPhone.
All of these are a payment plan, though. I mean, like, your argument is not good, but all of these are payment plans. So it's all you have to do is come to court.
And Zoom, we're in
right? Payment plan. 2 are payment plans plus a civil infraction. You haven't paid a penny.
Excuse me, officer, is it low percent? Okay.
All right. So on case 19284T, you've got a bond of $2,500, 10%. On case ending in 2843, you got a bond of $2,500, 10%. On the other 2, I'm recalling the warrants. And I'm going to put you back on a payment plan until next time I see you when you get picked up. And that time I'm just going to give you jail. You get a payment plan of $50 a month. And next time I see you, you can come to your court in person or on Zoom. Even if your paperwork says
I don't have Zoom. I don't have Zoom.
Listen to me. If you get a notice from the court and it says Zoom, that's just for people's convenience. If you want to come in person, come in person. The court is open to the public. You are free to come in person.
And how was I supposed to know that?
I don't know. You could contact the court.
You guys don't answer the phone.
Okay. All right. So $2,500, 10% on the 2 active files and a payment plan of $50 a month on the other 2.
Beaumont, Your Honor.
Ms. Beaumont, you
All right.
want to to the judge?
Apparently not.
Miss Beaumont, can you hear me? Miss Beaumont, I understand that you don't want to participate in proceedings. I need you to know you have a constitutional right to be arraigned. So would you like to hear the charges against you, ma'am? Ma'am, are you refusing to participate? If you don't stand up and walk to the window, I'm going to assume that you do not want to participate in proceedings. I see Officer Ziegler that she's been in custody since January 6th. So this would be her 48 hours. I do think that.
Sorry, Your Honor, she came in yesterday, the 7th.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at Miss Nolan. I apologize. So she has tomorrow to be arraigned as well. Perhaps another day she'll have a better mood tomorrow and she'll be interested in being arraigned. But I'm not gonna arraign her if she's not gonna come to the window.
Okay.
And I'll just make a note in the file. So I believe Judge Slavin has them tomorrow, so he's aware.
Okay. Your Honor, next is Ms. Beaumont. Yesterday, she refused to participate in any way with anything, including Judge Shackelford, and pretty much the same thing today, but I'll let you give it a shot.
Sure, but as far as being arraigned, you just need to read it. Arraignment's an arraignment.
Beaumont, you want to talk to the judge?
All right. So, Ms. Beaumont, I'm Judge Slavin. Welcome to the 23rd District Court. How are you today? All right, so, Ms. Beaumont, if you can hear me, I want you to stand up on that bunk, all right?
What?
I said, if you can hear me, just go ahead and remain standing on the bunk there. That way I know that you can hear me, okay? I said, if you can hear me, remain standing on the bunk. Okay? So you can hear me? Okay. I'll note that you shook your head yes there. This is case 240027SM. It is alleged, and you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You also have the right to an attorney. You cannot afford an attorney. One will be appointed to you by the court at public expense. So, would you like a court-appointed attorney? No? Okay, well, you can still ask for one at the next proceeding. I am letting you know today's the date and time set for an arraignment. So I'm going to let you know what you're being charged with, what they're alleging, and what the penalties for that, alleged penalties could be for that. So it is alleged that on or about the 6th of the January 6th of 2024, that you, in count one, that you committed the crime of domestic violence, and that you allegedly did make these tubes are so loud, that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon an individual by the name of Teauna, T-E-A-U-N-A, Marie Hamilton, a resident or former resident of your household. And that's contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.81, subparagraph 2. Now, that is a misdemeanor. That's punishable by 93 days in jail and or up to $500 in fines. So, as to that plea, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? Or you can stand mute and I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to go ahead and think about whether you want to plead. And if I don't hear anything from you, I'll find you as standing mute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf, because I want to make sure that your constitutional rights are preserved. I'm going to set this up for a pre-trial. So the next thing, and if you want to talk to me about your bond, because I'm going to determine whether or not what your bond should be. So if there's anything, and you do have the right to remain silent, anything you say about the case can and will be used against you. So I'm going to see that you've been living in the city of Taylor. Does anybody know if the victim live in the same residence?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so do you have somewhere else to stay other than the 6065 Troy? No? Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and set a reasonable bond in this matter. I get the situation here. I'm going to set it for $250 cash or surety. No leaving the state of Michigan without the consent of the court. No contact with the victim or victim location. No use or possession of any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. All right.
Could you mark the file for mental health?
I am going to mark the file for medical because I just want to make sure that everything's okay with you and that you're understanding everything that's going on. So, Ms. Beaumont, you'll be getting a date and time of when your pretrial will be. Again, if you want to renew at any time a request to have court-appointed attorney, the court will grant that. And in the meantime, have a good rest of your day. Officer Ziegler, have a good rest of your day, sir.
Thank you, you as well.
All right.